Hello, I'm Karen Dove, and I'm here today on our Nature Coast Cares segment, and we're talking all about volunteerism and giving back. We have with us Marcia Hilty, the Circuit Director, and Diana Hollwedel, the recruiter for the Guardian Ad Litem office.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
So, explain to us a little bit about what the Guardian Ad Litem program is.
That was established in 1980 by the Florida legislature to advocate for abused and neglected children. We rely on volunteers.
So they're working with children, they're kind of representing them as they go through different court procedures and different family crises?
Yes, what happens is someone will call the hotline and make an allegation that a child has been abused, neglected, or abandoned. At that point, the hotline will determine whether or not an investigation needs to take place, and if so, Department of Children and Families personnel will go out and investigate. If those personnel determine that the children need to be removed from their homes, from their parents or caregivers, then within 24 hours, a hearing must be held in front of a judge. At that juncture, the judge will make a determination as to whether or not the children are at risk, and if so, if they should remain removed from the caregiver or parents. We are appointed if the judge makes that determination, and that's when we become involved. We will look at the circumstances surrounding the child's removal, and then we pick up the phone and we call an available volunteer and say, we have been appointed to a new case. Would you be interested in taking it? It may involve a couple of children who are located in our surroundings. And that's when they come in and they take a look at the case and we talk with them. Our volunteers are trained. They must, first of all, they must be 21 years of age. They have to successfully go through a level 2 background check. They also have to complete a 30-hour training program and be observed by a mentor who makes sure that they bring to the table the skills, the knowledge, the right temperament, so that they can function well in a judicial setting and in a situation that is oftentimes stressful. Once they've been thoroughly trained, then we assign them to a case, and that's when they begin to visit with the children. They visit with families, doctors, teachers, everyone involved, because they want to learn as much as they can about what happened and what needs to happen to remedy the situation.
So how crucial is it for you to have volunteers for this program? Because if the children don't have representatives, what happens to them?
Now, many children most of our children are below 8 years of age. So really our volunteers are acting in the role of a capable parent. They're making decisions that are difficult because they know full well that most children, regardless of the severity of the abuse, want to be reunited with their parents. So we have to make tough decisions. But all in all, in my estimation, our volunteers become critical not only to our children, but also to the parents who are involved in these difficult circumstances. Our research has found that many of our parents have themselves been abused in their lives and are products of what we call the child welfare system. They haven't acquired the kinds of skills that we would normally expect of parents. You know, the ability to deal with frustration and stress in a healthy way, or to accept rejection and loss, deal with their anger. Those are things that all of us acquire along the way when we've had strong parents, good schooling, so on and so forth. Many of these parents are behind the 8 ball at the very beginning, and they continue to stay there. And so when we become involved and our volunteers relate to them and say, you know, listen, I'm a volunteer. I'm here because I want to be here. I want to help you get to the point so your children can be reunified with you. Let me show you the way, so to speak. Let me lend you some of my experiences so that we can get beyond this point and do what's right on behalf of your child.
So about how many volunteers do you guys have now, or how many cases of children are you guys seeing come through a year?
Well, we have nearly 675 volunteers
Wow.
at this point in time. And that sounds like a lot, and it is a lot, and we're grateful for them. Many of our volunteers struggle from time to time with health-related issues or family issues, and therefore we're always recruiting more volunteers to help us.
What kind of things do you hear from the volunteers?
I think the biggest thing is that, I mean, it's very fulfilling, it's very rewarding. Not only am I a recruiter, but I'm also a certified guardian ad litem. And there's just nothing better than seeing changes that are going to be beneficial to those children, and especially the end result at the end, the happy time when they're, the parents have gone through the steps that they need and gained the skills that they need to give that child a safe, secure home, and you see that child go back home. It's the most amazing feeling. I don't even know how to explain it beyond, it's more fulfilling than anything I've ever done in my life. And I think a lot of our volunteers feel that. And you build the bond with these children too. You become some stability for those children throughout the term of that case, which can last 10, 12 months. And a lot of times we're that one constant for them through the case. So it's pretty amazing. I have one case that's about to close probably tomorrow. And the young girl, she's 11 years old, she said to me when I visited her last time, she goes, "Just because they closed the case, that doesn't mean I'm not going to see you, does it?" And I said, "Well, that's up to you and your dad." And looked at her dad. Dad said, "Of course." So she gave me this biggest hug. She goes, "I want to be your friend forever."
How would people know that it's something that would be good for them or a good fit, and where would they get information?
Well, we've got several places to get information. We have a brand new website, and that's guardianadlitem5, the number 5.org. We have a lot of information on there. And of course, getting in contact with us. And when I talk to a potential new volunteer, I go through the whole thing with them, talk about all the different responsibilities and things that they'll be doing throughout the course of their time with us, the training that's involved. The biggest thing is passion for helping children, and just that desire to be there and that commitment to the child or children of the case. I mean, that's the biggest thing that we're looking for.
Well, and you mentioned commitment, because obviously if you're going to be the stable person through the process, you're looking for volunteers that are going to commit to the entire process. Right. So you did say some cases are 10 to 12 months. What would be the average case length? Is that about average, 10 to 12 months?
That is, yes.
So if you're looking for volunteers, you're looking for at least a commitment of 12 months.
1 year.
For them.
Right, and we talk about that when they meet with the recruiter, with myself, that the expectation is a 1 year commitment minimum, because we want them to be that constant throughout the case. So, and most are great for doing that. Some, we understand some things can happen, as Marcia was stating. We have an older population of volunteers, so health issues can come into play or something like that, and they may be 6 or 8 months into a case and they have to remove themselves from the case due to some type of emergency like that. So we understand life happens, but the expectation is, we want to see a year commitment. Of course, we want them with us much longer than that.
Right. Well, if it's so fulfilling, I can foresee once they've made that annual commitment for the first time, and having an impact in a child's life will change your life forever. And it is an ultimate feeling that you're constantly chasing to try to help others, and especially in children when they're in a time of need.
We're looking for volunteers to serve in Citrus, and really all 5 of our counties. But in Citrus in particular, we're struggling right now. The sheriff's office has been working to eradicate a number of meth labs, and there's a high level of domestic violence. And so we've had a flurry of children come into care over the last year. In fact, we're now very close to having 400 children in care in Citrus County alone. And so we do need more volunteers to help. Yes.
Do they have to live in Citrus to serve in Citrus?
They do not. If they're willing to drive from Brooksville or from the villages or even from Ocala to handle the case, that's fine with us. For us, it's just most important that they have the passion, the commitment, they're dependable, they know that it's going to take time for them to help these children, that it's a 10 to 12 month commitment, and that they're willing to appear in court and write reports that aren't lengthy. We're talking about maybe 1-2 page reports to give the judge updates and keep him or her aware of what's happening with the child. Visit the child on a monthly basis or more if possible. Establish that relationship with the child, gain an understanding of the parents and what their needs are, and then monitor to make sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to do.
The best place to go, though, is to our website. We have information about the program, we have information about upcoming events, about volunteering, lots of great stuff on the website. So it's great to visit there, and then there's a form they can fill out with their name and their email address and phone number, and it comes directly to my email, so I will give them a call and get them started with the process.
And they can also call us too.
Absolutely.
And what number would they call you at?
They would call 866-341-1425. It's a team effort all the way through, so there's always support even once your training's completed.
Well, I just know it makes people feel more secure when they know, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, great, there's training. I
Right.
can go do that.
Yes. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's always someone available. You know, we feel like we're making an investment in them, and we want to make it work, and we want to make it work for a long time.
We appreciate what you're doing for the children and for our community. So if you are interested to learn more about the Guardian Ad Litem program, please do visit their website at guardianadlitem5.org. You can find out information on volunteering and becoming a guardian yourself, or I'm sure there's information on how you can support the program in many other ways. Thank you, ladies, for
Thank
joining
you.
us today.
Thank
and
you
we
so
hope to
much.
see you in our next episode of Nature Coast Cares.